Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here, the capital of British Columbia, westernmost Canada. I hope all of you are having a good weekend. Hi Razik. This is free. This is a free class. Razik was asking if this is paid. No, this is absolutely free. Hi Fuang. Hi Yanni. Good to see our members in the class as well. Welcome to all of our viewers today, right now, students. We are looking at, let's check this out real quick. We're looking at speaking part 3, talking about relaxing places. It's a good topic for the weekend. I still have the previous class outline going, but we've got the right one now. All right, students, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. We have 2 websites, one for the academic, one for the general. That makes a lot of sense. Our websites power these live classes. This is our academic IELTS website here with the blue background at aehelp.com. That's academicenglishhelp.com. And click that big red button that's just above my head there to get access to the premium package. It doesn't cost a lot, and if you like these live classes and you watch them regularly, it will help you to improve English during the live classes more, and during or between live classes. When you're not watching these live classes, you can use the practice exams, watch our videos. We're an IDP affiliate, a British Council partner. We're an IELTS test registration center. I'm a certified British Council agent. I've taken the IELTS, I've done the IELTS, I've marked the IELTS, I've done it all. I've been in the IELTS industry for more than 20, well, coming up on 20 years. Shortly. It was 2006 when I started in with the IELTS, for those of you that are curious. For general IELTS, visit us at gieltshelp.com. It looks like this. We will use these websites today to interact with students. So that will be free. You don't have to pay any money. As I said earlier, you can try the free version of the website as well. And we will be talking to our students. I will ask you speaking part 3 questions, give you feedback. We'll do lots of practice here. Hi Chen, hi Domenico, hi everyone. Henry, Anvita, I see we've got lots more people in the class, and that's lovely to see. Download our apps, Academic IELTS Help, General IELTS Help. Link it to the respective website. Use the app on your phone. Go mobile. Visit Instagram, IELTS_AEHelp, GIELTS Help. And if you have questions, send me an email, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. We like emails. We like to help our viewers and our students. So tomorrow, everyone, definitely join our Light Hall class. Light Hall is an awesome platform for live teaching, English, computers. You'll find lots of courses there. I will have an IELTS full speaking interview for free. It's video and audio chat real time. It's pretty cool. So check it out. I put the link in the chat. Hi, Eugene. Look at that little Halloween pumpkin. Don't think I wouldn't recognize that. We've got Halloween coming up here in the West in a couple of days. I just had my daughter at a Halloween dance. She was dressed as a fairy princess. Very cute. We've got lots of videos always on our channel coming out, so check out this one. It's one of our latest ones. I just threw that in the chat. Use the subtitles to practice the speaking. We'll have another new speaking video coming out this weekend for you. Subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell button. Get notifications on your phone. Know when we have new videos coming out, because we're always innovating and coming out with new vocabulary and idioms for you to learn, and lots of language for you to use in IELTS. and in your everyday life. So definitely subscribe. We've got almost 2 million subscribers. It's exciting. All right. So IELTS speaking part 3. It's the last part of the speaking section. And it's the hardest part. Some people think it's part 2, but I do think part 3 is the toughest for most people. Why? Well, it needs the most vocabulary, it needs connected language, it needs quick thinking. So part 2, you get a minute to think about your answers. Part 3, quick thinking. But there's tricks, there's tips I will give you for that. So, all right. So, in a perfect world, you did part 2 already here, and you have some good ideas for part 3. Here, obviously, the topic is relaxation, or the importance of relaxation. Okay, so we're going to get into these questions. We're going to do lots of practice, as I mentioned. Okay. Alfred, the Lighthall class will start at, let's see, 12:30 Universal Standard Time. Sorry, Alfred was just asking, when is the Lighthall class starting? It's an early one. It's 12:30 to 14:30. It's a long class. It's a 2-hour class. Okay. And it will be Universal Standard Time. Okay. All right. Vanishka, online classes on our websites, it depends where you are. The prices change for different economies in different countries, so check it out. I'll show you that in a bit. Okay. All right, IELTS speaking part 3. Let's talk about the importance of relaxation. Students, what's another way to say relaxation? So here's a tip for you. When you are introduced the topic, think of other ways to say it. So, for example, relaxation. How can we say relaxation? Alfred says chilling time. No, Alfred, chilling time would be a bit strange. I think you're thinking of chill out, which means to relax. Okay. Free time is okay. Usually when we have free time, we relax. Unwind is okay. Unwind, definitely. Fuang, we don't say unwind ourselves. Okay, please don't say that. No unwind ourselves. If you unwind yourself, it means you're all twisted up and you're spinning your body out. Okay. To be calm. Okay, sure, calm is good. To take a break. Dior, very nice. Yeah. Henry, time to chill out. Yeah, so chill out, time to chill out. It's good. Revitalize, rejuvenate, kick back. Very good. We have a really funny short reel for that. Take a break. Kick back. Rest. Absolutely. Rest and relaxation. We even say R and R. Like that, R and R, R and R. You'll actually hear this pronounced as R and R. Okay, it means rest and relaxation. Okay. Yeah, charge the batteries. Good. Let's call it a day, Zhao Lin, is a little bit different. It kind of means like, let's finish what we're doing. Okay, let's call it a day is a little bit different. Yeah, me time. That's a good one, Yanni. Absolutely, me time. Quality time is different. Okay, recuperate. Yerkhanat, very good. Recoup time, recouping. We just shorten it. Recoup. Recuperate. We often just say recoup. Okay. All right. So all of those are good. So relax, chill out, free time, unwind, take a break, kick back. I don't know if anybody said this one, but Another one that we commonly use is take it easy. Okay. All right, good. So use those when we're talking today and when you're giving answers. Try to incorporate, work those in, okay? Lexical resource, it's good. Paraphrasing is great. So using different ways to talk about the topic, it's great because it gives clarity. It shows your range of vocabulary. So mellow out, Faith, not mellow down, mellow out. Mellow out. Not mellow down, mellow out. Okay. In India, the one-time payment, Vanshika, of our course is 25 USD for lifetime access. So it's really not expensive. It's the lower economic cost, okay? All right, so we've got lots there. Now, this is speaking, everybody. So speak and repeat. Copy these words, copy my pronunciation, copy my intonation. I speak with a West Coast accent, so Hollywood, Los Angeles, Seattle, Vancouver, Victoria, San Francisco. We all kind of speak with a very similar type of accent. It's called the West Coast accent. Some people say American accent. No such thing. There's some stereotypes, but there is no American accent or Canadian accent. No such thing. There's some stereotypes, but no actual Canadian accent. If you ask me, there's West Coast accent. There's Southern U.S. accent. There's Central U.S., Central Canadian accent. There's East Coast accent. So people in Toronto, as they say, New York, for example, all the way down to Miami kind of speak with very similar accents, okay? So it's not American, not Canadian. That's what some people think that start out in English. They hear this, oh, it's an American accent. Oh, it's a Canadian accent. Oh, it's an English accent. Not quite. If you ever visited England or the UK, you suddenly realize, wow, they speak a lot of different accents here. And same with Canada and the US, okay? So, yeah. There. Yeah, so I speak with a West Coast accent. So it's a good one. Many people are familiar with it because of Hollywood films, Netflix and such. Okay, so yeah, here we go. Repeat these words after me. Okay? So here we go. Repeat after me. Yeah, Alexander, in the series, the Canadian accent, How I Met Your Mother, it's a stereotype. It's not real. Okay. All right. So here we go. Repeat after me. Relaxation. Chill out. Free time. Unwind. Calm. Take a break. Kick back. Rest. R&R. Let's do that one more time. R&R. Charge the batteries. Me time. Let's do that one more time. Me time. Recoup. Recoup. Recuperate. Recuperate. Take it easy. Take it easy. Mellow out. Mellow out. All right, now let's try to answer some questions. So let's talk about the importance of relaxation. Why is it important for people to take some time to relax during the day? So the IELTS examiner, when you get to part 3, will just get right into it and they'll say, okay, that is the end of part 2. Now let's continue with part 3. For this part, I will ask you some questions related to the topic of part 2 and some questions based on your response. Why is it important for people to take some time to relax during the day? Okay, now these are general questions. They're not about you. So if you use an example, use it at the end and make it quick. But this is kind of general, like society, like people, individuals. Why is it important for people to take some time to relax during the day? Sunantha is asking, what is the accent that's most beneficial for the IELTS exam? Sunantha, my subjective opinion, and it's probably, not probably, for sure, it's coming from a personal direction as well, but I do believe that the West Coast North American or the East Coast North American accents are the best English accents because they're the cleanest accents. They're crisp. They're very they're very clear for people. So for British people, Canadians who live in Vancouver, or Americans who live in Seattle or Toronto, or Americans in New York are easy to understand relatively. It becomes difficult for them to understand people from other places sometimes. Anyway, let's get back to focus here. So I think the best accents, personally, East Coast, West Coast, are the best accents. They're the most familiar accents for people around the world. So easiest for people to understand. Okay, here we go. Masala. Let's check out what you wrote. I'm just grabbing this from the chat for now, but we will do actual speaking here. Masala has been a member for a while now, as we can see from his purple avatar. Masala says, well, spend little time for take a break is vital for individuals during the day because it can fuel the body's potential after a full 12 hours work and study, and also boost the activity of the brain. Masala, not bad. Let's clean this up a bit. Well, spending a little. Okay. Spending a little time to take a break, not for take a break, but to take a break, to taking a break. This is all gerunds, INGs. Well, spending a little time to, here, now it's for taking a little break is vital for individuals during the day. To, keep it simple, to fuel the body's potential after a full 12-hour work or study, and also to boost the activity of the brain. I take a nap in the afternoon for 1 hour each day. All right, sure, you can throw in that quick personal example at the end, but it has to be fast so the examiner can't interrupt you. And in this way, it boosts your score, okay? Practice those quick little, look at that, it's so fast. I take a nap in the afternoon for 1 hour each day. That's why I take a nap in the afternoon 1 hour each day. Super fast little example just to put that emphasis. All right, repeat after me. Masala, that was a good answer. We just had to fix it up a bit. Okay, so here we go. Repeat after me. Wait till I'm done, then copy it. Try to copy from listening only. So try to just close your eyes, listen, and then repeat. If it's not perfect, it's okay. Well, spending a little time for taking a break is vital for individuals during the day to fuel the body's potential after a full 12-hour work or study, and also to boost the activity of the brain. I take a nap in the afternoon for 1 hour each day. Okay. All right. Let's look at another couple answers here. Somebody's saying, hey, Fuang, that's a really good answer. Let's take a look at Fuang. Fuang, let's see what you got. Fuang, I hope that you checked out your system so that when you volunteer, we can speak. Try to connect with other students. Make sure it's working. Everybody will know what I'm talking about shortly. Okay, this is what Fuang said. Fuang is another one of our members. And Fuang is hardworking. She's regularly in the class, and I can tell that she's improving from all the hard work that she's putting in. So good job, Fuang. Okay, Fuang, let's see what you have. Fuang says, well, it is vital for humans to take some time to relax during the day because when people have a little time, like 30 minutes to an hour, to unwind. That means they will recharge their. So when you're talking about he, she, students, just use they, their batteries. Batteries after a hard working day. Okay. And also working more effectively on other days and not having the feeling of exhaustion. Okay. Yeah, good. Nice. I'll give you an example answer as well. It is critical for individuals to take some me time within each day in order to keep stress at bay and to function effectively both physically and mentally. Doctors advise people to take a nap for 20 minutes in the afternoon in order to lead happier and healthier lives. Okay, so you can give a non-personal example as well in the IELTS. They kind of like those in part 3. Notice the use of language, some of the vocabulary that we talked about. So it is critical. We're paraphrasing important. So IELTS and good communication, all about good paraphrasing. Important, critical. Phuong, vital. It's a very good paraphrase because vital means it's important for life. And taking a break or taking a nap is important for life. So vital is a very accurate term in this case. So Phuong, that was good. Okay, and the examiners notice those details. So when Phuong used the term vital to take a break, I immediately was like, okay, that's a great word to use there because vital means it's important for life. So it is critical for individuals to take some me time each day in order to keep stress at bay. Keep stress at bay or keep something at bay means to keep it far away. So keep it out, keep it away. And to function effectively both physically and mentally. Notice this both and. Both this and that. This is emphasizing the two parts. Okay. And then the example. Doctors advise people to take a nap for 20 minutes in the afternoon in order to lead happier and healthier lives. All right, let's do it together. Remember the vocabulary, think of content, and really try to do it without cheating, so without reading. Try to do it just from listening. Here we go. Question, answer, repeat. Why is it important for people to take some time to relax during the day? It is critical for individuals to take some me time each day in order to keep stress at bay and to function effectively, both physically and mentally. Doctors advise people to take a nap for 20 minutes in the afternoon in order to lead happier and healthier lives. All right, viewers, students, IELTS candidates, let's do this for real. You can volunteer to speak. Many of you know how to do this. Our new viewers don't, so I will walk you through it nice and fast. If you're not a new viewer, this isn't, if you need to go to the washroom or something, fine. But this isn't the time to be like, oh, I already know how to volunteer, so I'm just going to like kind of, oh, la 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 la. Sorry, I'm sure you're not doing that, but What should you do? Okay, so new viewers, I'm going to show you how to speak to me, how to volunteer and speak to me. Answer these part 3 speaking questions. I will give you band score estimates. I will give you tips on what to do better. Regular viewers, so viewers who are like, oh, I know how to volunteer. What should you do during this time? I never asked this, and it kind of popped in my mind, and I think it's a good question. So regular viewers that know how to do this, when I'm kind of like blah blah blah, step 1, step 2, step 3, during the instruction time. And this is important because in the IELTS you have instruction time too, and you shouldn't just be staring out of your head or going la 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 la. You should be thinking. And here, what should you do? So regular viewers, there's a good question as we get into this. What should you do while I explain how to volunteer for speaking practice? I always want all of our viewers, all of the people in the class, to be really thinking and really using your brains. Okay? So, thanks, Vidnaldo. So what should you do? Okay? There's some different productive activities that you should do. Romelia says, no idea. Practice? Fuang says, join AE Help website. And do what, Fuang? Okay. All right. Do what? Alfred says, make an account. No, but regular viewers. So viewers who already have this, who already know this. Faith says, read a sample Band 9 essay. Chen says, think critically about the topic. Chen, you're more on, okay? So while I'm explaining how to volunteer for speaking, log into your AE Help account and check your system with another user. Ask a question on today's topic. I just have this weird feeling that a lot of people aren't doing anything like this. You're just kind of sitting there going, ooh, when do I get a chance to volunteer? Or, ooh, I wonder if Adrian will pick me today. Or, ooh, I wonder what that jelly sandwich is doing in the kitchen right now. Should I be buying chocolate in the afternoon? So yeah, no, focused, task-oriented, so important, students. I love to be a bit silly with you, but when we need to get to a goal, when we need a good band score, when we need to improve our communication, we need to stay focused, okay? So regular viewers, log into your AE Help account, check your system with another user, make sure it's working, make sure you're not accidentally have a VPN turned on, or your internet connection isn't disconnected from your Wi-Fi, for example. I'm sure that happens to people. So you're like, oh, my Wi-Fi's not on, right? So make sure your microphone is plugged in, right? So check those things. Make sure you're ready. So when I go, are you ready to volunteer? Then you're not like, oh, what? It's me. Okay, so practice with another user. Ask and answer a question, right? Why is it important for people to relax in the day? So when I ask you, you can be confident, okay? So regular viewers, that's what you should be doing when I'm giving others instructions on how to volunteer, okay? Is that clear, everybody? All right, is that good? Everybody got that? All right, now, new viewers, this is what you do to volunteer, okay? So to volunteer for speaking, all right, first of all, go to aehelp.com. and register a free account if you want. You can do a paid account. That's great. You don't have to. Okay. All right. So now I see lots of thumbs up and got it's and okay. Romelia says, I was right. Practice. Yeah, we just have to be clear about what that practice is. First of all, Romelia, before just practicing, check the system with another user. Make sure it works. Okay. All right, new users, go to aehelp.com. aehelp.com is this website here with the blue background, and you can register a free account by clicking that green button. All you need is a user or your name and email, okay? Make sure you use a correct email and name, because if you decide to upgrade, that's your account, okay? So right above my head there. For some of you who are like, oh, this is great. I just want everything you got. You're only charging me $25 or $40 or whatever it is in your country. And you're like, this is great. I want it all. I want all your practice exams and audio and everything, all your videos. Then you can click this big red button at the top there. Okay, it's a one-time payment. And then you go to your My Student account. So when you create the account, it'll log you in and you'll see your computer-based practice test, your full interactive course. It's responsive. You might see it a little different on your phone or your tablet, depending on how you have it positioned. And then you see this student partner speaking function. Okay. All right. That's just above my head there. That's where we go. So you can click on that. If any of you see, by the way, this red button, it means you can register for an at-home IELTS test through our website with IDP. It's really cool. Okay, so like I say, we're an official IDP partner test registration center, so you can use that. All right. Okay, so you click on student partner speaking, accept the terms. This little pop-up, don't get scared of this. It basically means that you are of legal age and you are going to be responsible for the information that you're sharing, and you're using this for IELTS and not other purposes for IELTS practice. Okay, so you accept that. And then boom, you get a new window. Your new window has a list of IELTS candidates, people practicing for the IELTS. Those people are all right here. You have three options: message, video call, audio call. At this point, you will see my handle as well. My handle is Master. Okay, you will see me as Master. And you will see a blue envelope next to my name as well. Just like with everybody else, you click on that blue envelope, okay? If Pshita's there, and you click on that blue envelope, and then you write, I would like to try, or I want to volunteer. And I will reach out to you, and you will have a chance to speak with me, okay? So let's take somebody. I'll show you how this works. If you have questions, put it in the chat. I'm sure some people there can help you too. Regular viewers, I hope you tested your system and you're like, oh yeah, I checked, it works. It should work. If it works with somebody else, it should work with me. Okay. All right, let's start with Faith today. I don't think we had Faith volunteer this week. So let's see, Faith, are you ready? Okay. Hopefully Faith is ready. I will always message you back, students, just to make sure that you didn't run away to eat that jelly sandwich. It didn't get too tempting. I had some jelly sandwiches this morning, so as you can tell, strawberry was good. Okay, Faith. Hi, Faith. I hear that you picked up. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Do you hear me?
I can. How are you doing today, Faith?
Well, I'm feeling really great because I was the first one to be called.
Oh, cool. Right on. Awesome. Faith, can you just remind all of our viewers where you are and why you are taking the IELTS exam?
Well, yes, he called me last week. So, for all the regular viewers, I'm from the Philippines. And yes, I'm from Manila. I'm calling from Manila.
All right. Metro Manila. Great movie. Yeah, amazing city. And why are you taking the IELTS?
Yeah, like what I've told you last time, I'm planning to take my teacher's registration in Australia. So I really needed a band 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for all of our viewers out there, teachers and native English speakers also take the IELTS exam. I often explain this to people that IELTS is not an ESL exam. It's not an English as a second language exam. They don't say that anywhere in IELTS that it's an English as a second language exam, but often people fall into this false idea. It's an English proficiency exam. So it's not just used for immigration and university, it's also used for work and proving English proficiency and communication skills. And for that, teachers and native speakers, many of them, also take the exam. I met a guy from Australia guy. He had to take the exam just the other day. For teachers, the band score requirement is usually 8.5 or better, of course 9. So you have to do really well, right? So lots of pressure because 8.5 is challenging. Yeah, I agree, Faith. Okay, Faith, let's get into it. I will ask you a couple of questions. Give me some nice full sentence answers. Think about including the explanation, and then I will give you feedback, okay?
All right.
Here we go. So let's talk about the importance of relaxation. Why is it important for people to take some time to relax during the day?
Generally, it's vital to mellow out every once in a while, especially after having a tiring day at work. We know for a fact that we are living in a fast-paced environment, and taking a me time will actually help us.
What can happen if people do not find time to relax?
I think there are negative things that could possibly happen if we are not going to take it easy. I particularly think that we could get sickness from it because when we overwork our body, we have the tendency to be to succumb from any kind of diseases.
Okay, I'm going to stop there. Very nice answers, and clearly, that's your passion, that's your profession. You're going into teaching, so you have some very good skills, very good communication skills. And I think, as I mentioned to you last week, you sound like a native speaker somewhere else in the world. So your pronunciation is very clear. You speak with some kind of American accent, kind of like a West Coast or an East Coast accent, so it's very easy to understand. I'm sure all of our viewers noticed that you were really paying attention to your choice of words. So you're not just paying attention to answering, explaining, but also exactly what words you're using and when. Here, Faith is using a very good skill, everyone, and I hope that you're catching on to this. Notice how Faith didn't rush her answer. The longest pause that Faith had here was at the beginning. You had about a, let's say, 2 to 3 second pause. Okay, and it's because you were thinking of the answer. You were thinking of the best way to answer the question. It's okay to do that. So your fluency is not based on taking a pause at the beginning or even during the middle of your answer. It's based on how fluently you express one idea. So when you're speaking, Faith, for the examiner, it's very clear that you're fluent. Okay, it's very clear for me, the examiner, that your breaks and your fillers like or are just used to give you good ideas. That will not affect your score. In fact, that's a positive effect on your score because you give better answers. Okay, a lot of students think that if they take that pause or they say the or it's terrible. It's only bad when students are doing that to try to think of a word. And for an examiner, it's very clear when somebody takes a long pause. They're like, and we can almost see their brain going, what is that word? What is that word? Then you start losing marks for fluency. Okay. So, Faith, here you said, it's generally vital. And I noticed that, okay, you realized when I was talking about that word vital, you're like, oh yeah, that word vital is a good one there. So you said, generally it's vital to mellow out every once in a while, especially after a tough day of work, is what you said. And then you continued with some really nice expressions and explanations, and I loved the answer. It was a great answer. I can't remember hearing a specific example, but you don't need to include an example with every answer, only about 60% of the time. So it was quite good and not really mistakes there. So it was good. I can tell that you were really paying attention to your prepositions as well to try to make sure that you're not making mistakes. So, and then my follow up question was, what can happen if people do not find time to relax? You said, I think there are negative things that can possibly happen if we're not going to take it easy. And then you said, I particularly think that we can get sick from it because our immune system becomes weak. So you came up with a good answer explanation there as well. There's one word that I really dislike in high-level communication, and it appears in this answer. Do you know which word that is? Does anybody know what that is? Somebody can help in the chat as well. So when we look at this answer, there's one word that pops up, which I always tell students to avoid. Faith, do you know what that word is?
I'm not really aware.
Okay, if you check the chat, I know a couple of our regular viewers will immediately pick it out. They'll be like, oh, so it's there.
Oh, probably.
It's the most
Is
common
it
one in the
the
chat.
pronoun we?
Nope. No, we is okay in this case, and in our conversation, it's really hard to avoid that.
Things.
It's things, yeah. It's the word things.
All right.
Why do you? So okay, let's take a moment there, because a lot of people use the word things in their speech, but especially if English is not your first language. And Faith, when you get into teaching, so when you teach, definitely emphasize this to your students early on. Okay, this point that I'm going to show you. What would be a better word here, Faith, than the word things? So what words could replace the word things here? And students in the chat, you can
I
also...
think there are negative
Effects. Okay, sure. Effects is okay. Let's try to come up with an even better one. Daisy Lee has, and Razik has the one that I was thinking of in the chat.
Consequences.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a better word, consequences.
Yeah, so what we do as humans in our speech, and we do this in our native language as well, is when we cannot think of the more accurate word, we take it out and we quickly replace it with things. It's just basically a shortcut for our brain to take the easy road, right? Instead of the appropriate term. And we do that often. And of course, if we're learning another language, we do that more often because our vocabulary base might not be there, or because it takes even more effort to think of that right word. But of course, that's very negative for the learning process. So anytime, Faith, when you're teaching students and you hear them use the word things, immediately take that chance and say, let's think of a better word. And then they'll learn it, they'll use it, and they'll improve, right? So the word things, the word stuff, and the word you.
Right. You're right.
Those are the three. Things, stuff, and you. Take those words out of communication, and the communication will improve much faster. Okay. Let's just do a little repetition here to drive that point home, and then we'll go from there. So you want to avoid that word, but Faith, I mean, obviously here your answers were easy band 8, 8.5, even a 9, right? So it depends on your examiner and your overall performance, but I think just for these two, I would give you an 8.5, maybe even a 9 for these two responses that you gave, okay?
Well, thank you.
I'd probably give you an 8.5 because I'm so hard on that word things. That's one of my pet peeves. You have to watch the examiners. Every examiner's got some point that they really are like, oh, they keep making the S mistake. Okay, so for me, it's the word things and stuff. I can't stand it. I'm like, okay, so here we go. What can happen if people do not find time to relax? I think there are negative consequences that happen if we are not going to take it easy. I particularly think we can get sick because our immune system gets weak and pathogens can get into our system. I wasn't sleeping at all last week and I caught a cold. What can happen if people do not find time to relax? Go for it, Faith. Whenever you're ready, try to repeat what I said.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be word for word, just the same content.
Okay. I think there are negative consequences that can possibly happen if we are not going to take it easy. I particularly think that we can get sick from it because our immune system can get weaker. That would allow certain pathogens to invade our system. just like last week, I was able to catch a cold because I did not sleep well.
That's your band 9. That's your band 9. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Faith, thank you for volunteering. Keep up the work and keep pushing yourself to get to those higher and higher levels. One trick to do that is anytime you find that you're not using the best word in context, take it out, replace it with an even better one. Okay?
All right. Thank you, Adrian.
You're
Thank you for
welcome.
always pushing us to do our best. You're a great teacher.
Aw, thanks, Faith. I appreciate your compliment. Okay, Faith, we'll talk again later. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. That's great. So Faith obviously working very hard, and she'll be, I'm sure, an amazing teacher for many learners out there. So good on you, Faith. Okay, let's take somebody else. Fuang, I know you. Okay. Yes. So Fuang, I hope that you tried the system here. So let's give Fuang a chance. Fuang, are you ready? Fuang tried yesterday, but something was not right with the system, and I have a feeling she's been troubleshooting and seeing to make sure that it's working. So for all of you who are waiting, if you haven't tried the system with somebody else, send a message to another user and say, hey, can we do a question just to make sure we're all working well? And I'm sure the other person will appreciate that also. Remember, students, you can only have your video camera working in one application at a time. Okay, so this is all audio. All right, Fuang, let's see if you're there.
Hi, sir.
There you are, Fuang. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm doing great. Sounds like you figured out the situation. Do you know what caused the issue last time, yesterday, I think?
Yes, yesterday I tried to turn off my camera. Suddenly, boom, I kicked out of the website. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, yeah. So it's not your fault. It's software, right? So cameras are really tricky. Like even WhatsApp and other very high-end apps can have issues when the cameras are engaged. So it's all good. Fuang, I'm happy that you're here now, and we're great. All right, Fuang, let me ask you some part 3 questions about relaxing. Are you ready?
I'm ready, sir.
All right. So here we go. Some people feel that keeping calm and staying relaxed is a skill that can be learned and improved. Do you agree with this?
Yes, I absolutely agree with this statement. Keeping calm and staying relaxed is a skill that can be learned and improved by human activity, such as reading books, listening to music, doing yoga, etc. These activities will have a positive influence on humans who want to be calm and relaxed. That makes them more confident and lead to a healthy life. I usually do yoga in the morning, so that I become more patient and in calm mood every time.
What kind of exercises can people do to let go of stress?
Well, some exercises that people can do to let go of stress, which come to my mind right now, are yoga and dancing. Both of these really help a person to release stress as much as possible due to its interest. Not only do the exercises combine with music, that is really good for mental health, but these also burn a lot of negative energy that's vital for physical health.
Nice. I'm going to stop there, Fuang, with those 2 questions, especially since you did such a good job. I can't even keep up with you, both you and Faith. I'm trying to type, and I hear your answer. I hear all your answer, but keeping up with you typing is difficult because you're fluent. You're very fluent, and that's great. Fuang, those are some really nice answers. Definitely an easy band 7, maybe a 7.5. I can tell you're working on your pronunciation as well because I'm starting to understand you clearer and clearer, which is great. So keep doing what you're doing. The only word that I kind of had trouble catching this time was when you said, for the second answer, you said some exercises that people can do to let go of stress or yoga. And I thought you said singing, but then I think after you said music. or listening to music. Can you clarify that for me? What were the two? You said yoga and
Yoga and dancing.
dancing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't catch that clearly. So here's a good tip for you, Fuang, when you're communicating and practicing. Because you're fluent, so your fluency is an easy band 8. You're very fluent. You are just like Faith. The only time you need to take a second for a break is when you're actually thinking of your answer. Like you said, but as soon as you start going, you're going. You're like a train. You're off. You're not stopping till you finished your answer. So your fluency is fantastic. Here in your previous answer also you said, yes, I absolutely agree with this statement. So, and then you go. So to improve just those couple of words where the pronunciation slips a little bit and it makes it a bit confusing and your coherence mark or your pronunciation mark might suffer from that, slow it down a bit. So slow it down a bit, especially when you're listing. Okay, that's the place where often your listener might lose your pronunciation because there's less context. Do you understand what I mean? So when you list, when you say like yoga, reading, dancing, singing, swimming, we tend to do that really fast anyway. And because there's less context, it's easier to miss one of those words like, oh, what was that word? So slow it down a little bit and really articulate. Okay. So you want to say some exercises that people can do to let go of stress are yoga and dancing and reading. These allow people to enjoy their me time and take a time out from the busy rush of everyday life dealing with people, their work and studies. So do you see how like during that listing time I slow down a little bit to really emphasize each of those nouns?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so try that when you're listing, when you're going A, B, C, and D, try to slow down. A, B, C, and D. It's okay to slow down like that, and then you won't miss the pronunciation.
Yeah, I got it, sir.
Okay, got it? All right. But overall, very good. I loved your sentence structure and I love your strategy. I think you're really paying attention to the classes and it shows. So in the first question, when I asked you, do you agree with this? You made sure to answer that very clearly. And this is an important tip for all of our viewers. When they ask, do you agree with this? Make sure to really clearly respond, just like Fuang did. Fuang said, yes, I absolutely agree with this statement. That's a very clear response. Okay, and that was very smart of you, Fuang. And then you continued to use the question so that you can generate a good answer. Okay, and then you got into it, reading a book, practicing yoga. Now, careful with your personal example, Fuang, a little bit shorter, okay, so you don't get interrupted, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's do a little bit of repetition. And the repetition is not just for Faith, not just for Fuang, it's for everybody, so not just for the volunteer. I'm going to give your answer for this second question. Once I'm done, Fuang, then just repeat after me, okay?
Okay, sir.
All right, so the question first, what kind of exercises can people do to let go of stress? Well, some exercises that people can do to let go of stress are yoga and dancing. Both of these help not only the body but also the mind to relieve the negative energy of the day. That's why I engage in both yoga and dancing on the weekends. What kinds of exercises can people do to let go of stress?
Well, some exercises that people can do to let go of stress are yoga and dancing. Both of these really have us feel more comfortable and burn a lot of negative energies.
That's why I do yoga and dancing on the weekends.
That's why I do yoga and dancing on the weekend.
Awesome. Okay. So yeah, just that quick little personal example. Or if you don't want to make it personal, some people are really worried if they say a personal example, they'll be interrupted. It's so easy to switch that up. You can say, that's why a lot of people do yoga and dancing on their weekends. Now it's not a personal example, right? So try that one, Fuang. That's why a lot of people do yoga and dancing on the weekends.
So that's why people they do yoga and dancing on the weekend.
Right? So you can change up a personal example very quickly, but it has to be fast. Even if the example is not personal, if you drag it out, they'll interrupt you. Fuang, really good work. Really good work. Keep it up, and you're just going to get an amazing mark, like Faith, on your exam. Okay?
Okay, thank you, sir. I really appreciate for spending time for me.
You're most welcome. Keep it going, Fuang. Bye for now.
Bye-bye, sir.
All right, that was Fuang. Thumbs up. Fantastic job. All right. Let's take somebody else. Let's maybe take somebody that's new, that we haven't seen. Vien Van. I think Vien Van is someone new. Vien Van, are you ready? Yes. I like to reward bravery and confidence. A great way to build confidence for your IELTS exam. So for all of you volunteering and, using your English, it's a great way to build confidence. And whether you're band 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, just volunteer. Doesn't matter. You don't have to have great English to volunteer, okay? All right, Vien Van. Sounds like you picked up quite fast. Are you there? I can't hear Vien Van. Vien Van, I don't hear you. So careful, VPNs, certain types of mobile phones or data connections might not work because this is data heavy, right? So it depends on how you have your connection set up. You enabled your microphone, what kind of browser you're using. It works for most systems, but it's not going to work for all systems, just like any other app. So you have to test, you have to check. The way to do it, VN1, is don't just check your headphone and mic, but call another person. So reach out to another person, and if it doesn't work, let them know what you're using, and they might be able to help you out. Okay. If you keep having troubles, just send me an email and I'll try. Okay. Vian, I'll try you one more time. Okay, one more time. We'll give you one more chance here. Okay. All right, Vian, let's try number 2. Really giving you a shot here. I want to be fair. Everybody deserves a second chance, but Vian Van, I can't hear you. So you have to check your system. There's something going on. Okay. All right, let's take somebody else. Let's go for somebody at the bottom of the list here. Let's try Pragati, I think, is somebody new here with us today. Pragati, are you ready? I want to really encourage our new viewers and new students to get in there and try it. And for all of our regular viewers, so Sunantha, Domenico, Dhruvraj, keep it going while I'm talking to somebody else. If you can't wait, chat with someone else. Chat with someone else. Okay, Pragati, if you're still there, let me know. Give you a couple of seconds. 3, 2. Oh, on the 1. Very good. Here we go, Pragati. Hi, Pragati.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. Pragati, where are you calling from?
I am from India.
You're from India. Whereabouts in India? India is huge, with 1 billion people, so lots of states.
I'm from Maharashtra, Mumbai.
Maharashtra, Mumbai. One of our colleagues is from there, so a lot of amazing people in Mumbai. Okay, busy city, right? Very busy city.
Yeah.
All right, Pragati. Why are you taking the IELTS exam?
So I'm taking IELTS exam for my as I want to get into a good university in UK.
In the UK. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, and what will you study, Pragati?
So currently I am working as a financial research analyst. I have completed my bachelor's in financial market.
Okay, so finance. UK is a good place to do it. They say England is the business capital of the world. So, sorry, I should say London. London is the business capital of the world. So it's a good place to be going to school for finance, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you a couple of questions. We're still talking about relaxing. Um, Here we go. Are you ready?
Yeah, I just want to say like this is my first time practicing my speaking.
That is now is better than it's never for sure. So it's great. Here we go. What kind of exercises can people do to let go of stress?
Well, according to me, there are many exercises that people can do to relieve the stress. So, one of them would be doing yoga, or the other one would be going out on a walk with friends. So, when you go out with friends, you can walk and you can talk about the stress that you are having. And yoga can help with the exercise, and like it can
When
help
is a good
in.
time to do this for people?
So mostly it is said that in the morning it is the best time to do the exercise and it helps relieve the stress. Or at the most of the time when they feel they are having a little bit stress, they can go out for a walk any time of the day they would like to go.
Okay, we'll stop there, and I'll give you some feedback. All right. So your speaking is quite good. I think you would get a band 6.5 for those responses, maybe a 7. It's definitely that 6.5 to 7 range. It again just depends on your examiner and how hard they are on what you're saying. I'll tell you why it's a 7 or why it's well, I would say 6.5. I'll tell you why it's a 6.5. And then what you can do to improve. I think with your English, you should be able to get a 7.5, maybe even better in the near future. But you need to change a couple of small steps in your responses. Let me tell you what in 2 seconds here. Okay. So I said, what kind of exercises can people do to let go of stress? And then you said, well, according to me, it's okay to use the expression according to me, but don't overuse it, okay? Especially because in part 3, they're looking for just like a general idea instead of a personal idea. So be really careful not to say according to me for every answer, every second answer, okay? Sometimes people do that. They use it too much. So, well, according to me, you said there are many exercises. You missed the S there. And some examiners are really hard on those plurals, so they think anybody who is a band 7, a good user of the English language, should not make plural singular mistakes, and especially not at the beginning of a sentence like this. There are many exercises. Exercise is definitely countable. Okay, so many exercises, emphasize the S, that people can do to relieve the stress. Misusing articles is one of those kind of unnatural parts of language as well. So using the too often. So we want to take out the here and just say relieve stress. And then you said one of them would be to do yoga. Here's a good tip for you to really make your communication better and get that better score. Use affirmative language. Do you know what that means? Affirmative language?
No.
Okay. Affirmative language is when you have a clear position in your opinion. So you're not saying would or could or maybe, but you're saying is, are, be, can, will. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, so instead of saying one of them would be to do yoga, what should you say?
One of them.
Just replace the
Will.
would be to do. All of that would be to do you can replace with one simple word. One of them, something yoga.
One of them will be able to do yoga.
So you can simplify even further than will be to do yoga. Just change it all together. Ipshita in the chat is giving you a hand. If you look at the chat real quick in YouTube, you'll see Ipshita, Simran, and Chen all are saying the same.
One of them include.
One of them is yoga. Just is. See?
Oh,
So,
okay.
and it immediately becomes affirmative. So it's like you're not saying would be like it could be, but it is. Okay? Yoga is an exercise to relieve stress. So one of them is yoga. The other is going out for a walk. It's just much clearer. Do you see what I mean by that?
Yeah.
So in IELTS, because you're talking to a stranger, the type of language you use, especially for those high band scores like 7, 8, 9, really matters. You really have to choose just that affirmative language. So one of them is yoga, the other is going for a walk with friends. And then avoid the word you. Okay, so when people go out for a walk with friends, they get fresh air and have some good laughs, which is great for decompressing. Okay, let's try this. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a little bit of repetition here. So let me read the question, say the answer, listen to it, try not to read. Doesn't have to be the exact same words. Try to repeat it from content. Okay, so here we go. What kind of exercises can people do to let go of stress? Well, according to me, there are many exercises that people can do to relieve stress. One of them is yoga, the other is going out for a walk with friends. When people go out for a stroll with friends, they get fresh air and have some good laughs, which is great for decompressing. What kinds of exercises can people do to let go of stress? Go for it, whenever you're ready.
Okay. So there are times when people feel that they need to release stress. So people go for a walk around the corner. They might take their friends with them just so that they can get fresh air and some good laughs, which are great to relieve the stress.
Okay, good. You stayed on content. So your answer was a fair bit different, the words, than mine, which is okay. But you stayed with the right content and you used affirmative language, which is really good. In the IELTS, you always want to sound like you're sure of your answers. You never want to sound like you're not sure of your answer. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Somebody is asking me, why should you avoid using the word you? Do you know the answer to this? So why is it not good to use the word you? So you said when you go for a walk. Why is it not good to use that word?
Maybe because they're not asking about our opinion on this, like opinion question.
Well, what if I'm the examiner and I'm sitting in a wheelchair? I know that's a harsh example, right? But you have to be very careful of your audience. Usually when we use the word you, we're talking about people and not your actual audience, so not your listener, right? And that's dangerous because we don't know our audience. We don't know what they're like, right? We might not even see that person's sitting in a wheelchair and they don't go for walks. And so when we say when you go for a walk, it can even be insulting, right? So I know that's a crazy example, but it's just to make sure everybody remembers this, that you should not use the word you when you're not actually talking directly about or to your listener. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, we say you in our everyday conversation because it's a trick our brain uses to try to catch the listener. And it's like, oh, I'm talking about you. You have to listen to me. You. Oh, me. I have to listen, right? But it's not actually good communication in many cases. So just like the word things and stuff, we can often replace the word you with much better words like friends, as you did. So you said friends when a person goes with their friends, right? So careful with that. Okay. All right. Really nice English, though, for sure, Pragati. So keep that up, and we'll chat again soon, okay? Thank you for
Thank you.
volunteering.
Thank you so much for taking out time.
You're very welcome, Pragati. Are you feeling a little bit more confident?
Yes, much better.
Okay, great. All right. Have a nice rest of your weekend. Bye for
Thank you.
now.
Bye.
All right. That was Pragati. All right. And so... yeah, Yanni says, avoid words like you, things, we, to be honest, honestly, stuff. Exactly. So avoiding those words helps you build better communication, helps you build better language skills. And it's definitely good advice, especially for non-native speakers of the English language. Okay. All right. Tons of volunteers. Let's see. Let me try to pick somebody who I didn't necessarily speak with yesterday. All the way to the bottom of my list. I'm checking. Okay, Ipshita. I think we haven't heard from Ipshita in a little bit. So Ipshita, let's see if you're there. I know you've been very patient at the top of the list. Are you ready? Ipshita. Okay. Pragati, you're very welcome. I see that in the chat and I see all the thumbs up, which is great. Ipshita, you're there. Good. Ipshita, you picked up really fast, but I don't hear you. Did you test your system while you were waiting? Because I'm sure we've spoken before. Test it out, students. If you're using your mobile phone, especially because your data is not the same. Ipshita says, yes, I did. Okay, well, it's strange that I don't hear you. If it worked with somebody else, then it's really weird if I don't hear you. Did your Wi-Fi change? Did your connection get dropped? Let's try that one more time, okay? So Ipshita, just give me 1 second. I will try it one more time here, because if you tested it with somebody else and it worked, then it should be okay. Let me try one more time. I'm not sure what's going on, Ipshita. I'm not sure what's going on. I guess one further step to test your system, Ipshita, I'm not sure which country you're in, but try to test it with someone who is in a country far away from you if possible. So if you know that, you're in India and you recognize somebody who might be in Uzbekistan or even further in Europe, like Romania, try to test it with them. Try to see if your country to country connection works, okay? Because if you're testing within country, like India to India, it's probably going to be a lot easier, right? For sure. So sorry about that, Ipshita. We'll try again next time, okay? All right. Let's take somebody else. Sanantha, I'm not sure if you've had a chance to try recently. So are you ready, Sanantha? Okay. Mesut Uzbek, I can try you. I can see you in the chat there. I'm not sure what kind of handle you're using on the website, so let me know. Ibrahim Mayedov, same thing. What is your handle? Okay. Sanantha, are you ready? There's some Indian there, and then, or some, I think it's Punjabi maybe, and then a yes. All right. Lots of rings, Sanantha. Not sure what's going on there. Interesting. Dropped call. And it looks like Sanantha is no longer online. So something with the internet connection was off there. Okay, make sure to send me a message here, students. Say, I want to try. Okay, let me try Sanantha again. I see that you reconnected.
Oh,
Hi, Sanantha. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Good. I see that did you reconnect there?
Yeah, because someone called the same time with you, and I cannot got your call.
Okay, so yeah, that could be a problem. Multiple people calling the same person. All right, Sanantha. Well, you are here, and that's fantastic. How is your weekend so far, Sanantha?
Yeah, this great weekend I went to the shopping mall and got a new shoe.
Nothing like a pair of new shoes to make a person happy, right? I don't know why, but for me, that's always a source of happiness when I get a good pair of shoes. I guess I like running. Maybe that's why. And I know women especially tend to like shoes. My two daughters just love shoes.
Shopping can lead you my steps.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Sunantha, let's try some of these part 3 questions. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right, here we go. So let's talk about places for relaxation. Where are good places for relaxation?
Definitely at the gym, and there's the stadium. In my apartment, I like to go to the gym, so there are many equipment I can enjoy with the facilities, and so that's great place, and the member can use for exercise.
What are the differences among these places?
The different place for exercise. That's the stadiums and the public park. I mean, people can use that facility for free and can enjoy with the park or the stadium that's provided from public.
Okay. So, let me give you some feedback there, Sunantha. So, Sunantha, that would be about a band 5 to 5.5-ish, okay? Roughly. So, it's almost fluent. So, band 6 would be considered fluent. That's where you're speaking continuously, but it's also where you're giving a complete, clear answer. So, in order to get a band 6, you can make mistakes. You can use simple vocabulary, but you have to have a complete answer that's clear for your listener, okay? And we didn't have that here completely, okay? There is a tip in my head right away that I was thinking, okay, Sunantha, there's something in my head. I'm like, okay, Sunantha has to do this to get a better score. What is that? What do you think? Let me look at your answer again, and maybe that will help you, okay? So my question was, where are good places for relaxation? And you said, definitely at the gym and the stadium and my apartment. I like to go to the gym. There are many equipment that I can enjoy, and the member can do it for exercise. Something's missing. What's missing in your answer?
Is not covered explanation of others places that I like mentioned to in the previous.
Yeah, I think you're on the right track. So you're kind of realizing like it's a bit hard for the listener to identify that you're clearly directly talking about good places for relaxation, right? You don't have to change the places. I think the places are fine. You just have to do what, Sunantha? You have to include the question in your answer, and preferably at the beginning, not at the end. Okay, and then that way the examiner will go, oh, okay, she clearly understood the question, so these are her preferred places for taking a break from the hustle and bustle of the day. Okay, so you want to start with this good places for relaxation. Okay, some great places, to let go of daily stress are definitely at the gym. So just by adding that piece from the question at the beginning, and if you can, paraphrasing it, so using some other words, will really clarify the response to the examiner. Do you see what I mean by that, Sanantha?
Okay.
Okay, so some great places to let go of daily stress are definitely at the gym, the stadium, and even not because it's not personal, at a person's home, because it's not necessarily an apartment. It could be a house if it's not just you, right? Person's home. Okay, and then you say, I like to go to the gym, and you jump to the example. But of course, before we give an example, what should you have, Sanantha?
Explanation.
An explanation, right? Can you explain to me why going to the gym is a good place to let go of stress?
Good, because of there are more facilities and more comfortable, and have tutors to guide for exercises.
Yeah, I think there's so always choose the simple path, right? And people who are listening, you can give advice in the chat and you can give your own answer. Okay, so keep your answers simpler, Sanantha. Exercise. Okay, exercise is an important way to let go of stress. Because when we move our bodies, when we sweat a little bit, it's just hard to stay angry, right? So I don't know about you, Sanantha, but when I go for a 10K run or go to the gym for an hour and lift weights, it's just really hard for me after the gym to look at somebody and be like, I'm so angry that you forgot to give me $1 change, right? It's like, you forgot the dollar, thank you, right? So I don't, but if I don't do that, it's easier to be snappy. So you can just say something like, with a bit of exercise,
Exercise.
yeah, people become calm and patient, right? You can say that, okay? And then we can throw in the example. And we don't need to talk about the lots of equipment because it's not related.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's an answer. Some great places to let go of daily stress are definitely at the gym and the stadium and even the person's home. With a bit of exercise or entertainment, people can calm down and be patient. I like to go to the gym after work and go home stress-free to my family. Okay, can you repeat that? I'll say it one more time. Some great places to let go of daily stress are definitely at the gym, the stadium, and even a person's home. With a bit of exercise and entertainment, people can become calm and patient. I like to go to the gym after work so that I go home stress-free to my family.
Okay. Some great places to let go to daily stress are definitely at the gym and stadium, and even at a person's home. With a bit of exercise and entertainment, people become calm and patient. I like to go to the gym after work and go home stress-free or to my family.
Much better. Okay, so now we have the clear target of the question, we have the clear explanation. So really focus on that, Sanantha. Okay, whenever you're answering, simple sentences, answer, explain, example, and you'll immediately bump your score from a 5 or a 5.5 to a 6, because that's what it takes to be fluent. As long as you keep talking and you give the complete answer, you'll be marked a band 6 if they can understand the words more or less. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
Can I
Samantha.
can I answer one more question. I want to answer the what kind of exercise can reduce this.
Sure. Yeah. So you can try that. So, what kind of exercises can people do to let go of stress?
In my opinion, I prefer swimming and running to exercise to reduce stress because I think swimming can reduce tiredness and pain of physicality and and the coolness also give freshness. Many doctors or many professionals recommend my mom and other patients to swim, and my mom has been better health condition after swimming for a month.
Perfect. Stop there. Yeah, you can even shorten that example up more. So you can say many doctors recommend 20 minutes of swimming to live a stress-free life, and then you can just stop. Much better. So there you paid attention to the question, to the explanation, and to an example. So that was a much, much better strategy there, Sanantha. Okay, that was good. And it was good of you to ask to be able to practice what I was teaching you there. So good for you, Sanantha. Keep it up, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, bye, Sanantha. All right. Razik says, I like her spirit. I'm on the same page as you, Razik. I like Sanantha's spirit. That was fantastic. Okay, students, I am going to stop there for today, but it doesn't mean that you should stop there too. You should ask some of these questions from each other, and you've got sample questions for the IELTS exam up top there. Objects, people, places, events, ideas, okay? So practice those. I've given you lots and lots of tips throughout this class, whether you're a band 5 or a 7 or an 8. We can always improve and we can always learn, and those tips can be used across the board, so at different levels, okay? I hope that all of you, especially people who plan to visit these classes regularly, are going to join our premium IELTS packages on our websites. You can do that by clicking those big red buttons that you see all over the place, those big red Join Now buttons. So click on it, one-time payment, lifetime access, and you're off to the races. And then all these live classes, whenever you join in, you have all the materials and you are ready to learn. Students, I will be back tomorrow with a light hall class. Let me put that link into the chat one more time. That will be a full speaking class, 2 hours long. Speaking part 1, speaking part 2, speaking part 3. We will discuss and practice all of those with video and audio chat. So it'll be even more like the real IELTS exam. You can face-to-face with me. They're usually smaller classes with about 100, 120 people in there. So check that out tomorrow. It's in the chat, okay? Visit aehelp.com, gieltshelp.com for your regular IELTS learning and to improve your English communication. It was really super to see so many members and so many regular students in the chat today. Keep up the good work, everybody. Have an awesome rest of your weekend and hopefully see you in Light Hall tomorrow. Much love to all of you, wherever you are in the world today. I'm Adrian, and I'm signing out for now. Bye, everyone.